Hello friends and welcome to the Crypto Stacker channel. My name is Dean. If you're watching my videos for the first time, please know I only make them for entertainment and education as well as some community building in the crypto space. Today I'm going to be talking about Saitama, and folks, do not invest in Saitama or any project without doing your own research first. This video is not intended as financial advice. Today I've got some interesting things for you. We're going to look at some posts on Twitter by Saitama Guru. We're going to take a look at the Fang beta platform. And of course, I'll be showing you my spreadsheet with fundamentals as well as my reflections at the end of the video. But before I jump into all that, I do need to acknowledge my sponsor for today's video. That sponsor is Itsrest Capital. And if you're like me and you spent way too much time over the last couple of weeks trying to gather up everything from your crypto trading that your accountant needs to take care of your tax situation, Itsrest Capital allows a platform where you can avoid or delay taxation by investing your cryptocurrency inside of IRAs. They have both Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs. Just depends on what's right for you and your personal financial situation. Of course, you should talk to a competent professional to decide which one's right for you. But not only can you invest in cryptocurrencies, but you can also invest in precious metals, gold and silver. So let's jump inside. You can see that my deposit is finally on its way. That was part of settling my taxes this year. I made a contribution. And once I get it all loaded in, I'll be showing you guys how the platform works, and you can follow what I'm doing in my portfolio. But if we take a look at the assets available, lots of the top cryptos, like the top 25 cryptocurrencies available, all the big players, a couple of the community coins that we all know and some of us have a love and hate relationship with. Dogecoin's there, Shiba Inu's there. Here is their gold. And so I did not actually realize up to this point, and I don't know if it was a recent addition, but gold and silver are available trading essentially at spot prices. So not only can you invest in cryptocurrencies, but you can also invest in precious metals. So friends, if you're interested in pushing back that tax timeline, take a look at Itsrest Capital. Super simple to set up an account. There will be a link in the description. I appreciate it if you're going to go check it out if you use the link. All right, folks, let's jump into the video. Today is April the 24th. The current wallet count for Saitama, 362,290. Increase of 110 over yesterday. That number over the last week has been pretty consistent, probably averaging right there in the neighborhood of 120 accounts per day. Rank of Saitama currently 233rd. Market cap 255 million. You can see here that the fully diluted market cap, which would be the market cap if all of the original minted tokens were in play, which was 100 quadrillion, 592 million. This is new territory for Saitama on the downside. You have to go back quite a ways to find comparable numbers. This would be back into the middle of September. So Saitama is going to need to find a base here and be able to build some support on that chart and get things moving in the right direction. Currently the price 8059. The volume in the last 24 hours, 2.8 million. And you can see a little trend there too, that the volume's been pulling back. Now, I think generally speaking in the market, the volume has been pulling back. A lot of the major cryptos, even the blue chip ones, are down some. And I think people are kind of holding their breath right now because there are some things coming from the Federal Reserve in terms of rate changes in the United States that a lot of investors kind of hold their breath on. Trying to figure out which way things are going to go and either protect themselves if the market takes a downturn or be prepared to pounce if it looks like things are going to play out well for investors. Burn sitting at 56.77%. 3.3 trillion tokens have burned in the last 24 hours. You're seeing this trend also, similar to the volume, which goes hand in hand. But, averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.7 trillion tokens per day burned. 270 to 300 days be the amount of time it would take to burn 1% of the Saitama supply at the current rate and volume. So that would be about 1.2% of the supply annually. The average over the last 10 days, 2.12%. So far, in spite of the fact that there have been some new tokens launching on the platform, we still haven't seen the hyperburn. And so it looks to me like the development team is in the process of trying to figure out which direction to move next. Now, they are taking a considerable amount of criticism over some of the tweets that I'm about to show you. But to be totally fair to the team, I mean, you have to, in business, try things. And if they don't work, then you have to be smart enough to change your route, change your pathway. Because there's the old saying of doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting to get different results is the definition of insanity. So let's take a look at a couple of these tweets and then we'll kind of sort through it. Okay, the first one is one that was tweeted out yesterday by Russ. And it says, I'm normally modest when it comes to projections. However, I truly believe that Saitama will be a top 25 coin via market cap by the end of 2022. Setting up my schedule for the next few weeks and updating progresses on all the current projects today. In my opinion, no brainer. Okay, that's a pretty bold statement when you look at where that would land us. If you're talking in the top 25, so let's just scroll down to number 25. Number 25 is Cosmos Hub currently. The market cap on that project, $6.3 billion. So for Saitama to get there, currently sitting at 592 million, so 600 million if we're among friends and rounding, it would have to 10x from here to make Russell's prediction at the current market. So if we go scroll back through, you can see that in January, this was around the CERTIC audit completion. There was a lot of excitement there. This right here, pushing the launch of Saitamask. You see it kicked up to 7 and then, cruises right through 8 billion. So the project has been here before. This isn't new territory. As a matter of fact, if we were to go back into November, you'd see that the project was more than double what Russell's prediction is at its highest. So is it possible? Yes, it's possible. In some ways, I think maybe even more possible now than I would have felt like it was 2 or 3 months ago, because for the most part now, Saitama's use case is out. Now, whether it achieves mass adoption or not, or whether they change their strategy and start moving onto more exchanges to try to drive volume, there's a lot of factors that could play into this. Is it possible? Yes, I think it's possible. And like I say, I would say today, I feel like it's more possible than if you would have asked me 4 or 5, 6 weeks ago. Now, the other tweet that got significant attention and some criticism is this one right here, which also dropped yesterday, where Russell asks the question to the Wolfpack, which CEX or which centralized exchange would you like to see Saita Realty on first? There's 4 choices being allowed: LBank, Hotbit, BKEX, Bitmart, and LBank won quite handily. So Russell is saying in a subsequent tweet that the Wolfpack has spoken and that they'll start making moves to fill out the paperwork to try to get Saita Realty listed on LBank. Now, why was that controversial? Because if you're a member of the Wolfpack, you know Saita Realty was pegged to be an exclusive on Saitamask paired with Saitama. So the question is, why is it that the dev team is feeling like they need to move it out onto centralized exchanges? Now, of course, you guys all remember that Saita Realty was promised to be an exclusive token listed on Saitamask paired with Saitama, and the hope was that it was going to help push the Saitama project towards a hyperburn, where we started seeing a lot of volume in the Saitama coin and the burn and the reflections increasing exponentially. But it hasn't quite materialized yet. And so what I see this being is essentially a pivot. And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I work in a business. You don't always know what's going to happen when you make a decision. So after you make a decision, sometimes you have to change the direction of the boat. You have to steer somewhere else. If it's not working out, you make subsequent choices and try to pivot to a direction that you're hoping will help the project. So you could see this in two ways. You could see it as an admission of failure, or you could see it as an attempt by the development team to do the best thing for the token and for the community and try to get some volume going on this token. I look at it, I guess, as a combination of both, but I still hold quite a bit of Saita Realty. So I hope that if it goes to the CEX, it starts to drive the price. I'm an investor and I'm here to make money. So if the development team makes this call and it works out well for them, then I think, you'll see a lot of people changing their tune. But time will tell the tale on that one. All right, folks. That's all I have out of the Twitter space. Let me jump back into my spreadsheet and we'll just quickly look at rewards. In the last 24 hours, I received 14 million in rewards. 2 days prior, 31 million, so averaging, 15.5 million. My total reward since I started tracking on the 11th of April, 454 million, and that is on a token count of 240 billion. So, friends, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Saitama family, let me know what you guys think about the project in the comments today. Do you have high hopes for the future? Do you think Russell's prediction is correct? Let me know, and we'll just keep following the project, looking at the facts on the ground, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that they can turn this around and create some support and get the price moving in a positive direction. Friends, thanks for stopping in. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our crypto stacks grow together.